Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Fantasy NBA Today, a sports ethos presentation brought to you by our great partners at FanDuel. My name is Aaron Bruski, and with me is the great Steve, Dr. A. Alexander. And today we are going to get you guys ready for a massive Wednesday before Thanksgiving extravaganza where all sorts of craziness typically happens. As usual, we will start this show with the top streamers of the night, and then we will look at what to watch for. And then our rotating topic today is add or pass. And this segment is sweeping the nation, as I say every single show. Doc, there's some news that hit since we talked last. I will say a quick how are you, but to quickly address the news, and I know this is big news, and this is really, really going to be earth-shaking stuff. But Joel Embiid did not practice on Wednesday due to his right knee. And he does do some individual strength and conditioning sessions, but he's not practicing. And then we did get good news on VJ Edgecombe, his left calf injury, and Paul George's right ankle sprain were good enough to allow them to both practice on Wednesday. And then, unfortunately, Trendon Watford with his left adductor strain is going to be reevaluated in 2 weeks. How does that news hit you, Doc?
Well, I consider most of it to be non-news. If Trendon Watford's out, I could see Dominic Barlow doing something this evening. Man, I'm glad I don't have to deal with Paul George this year. I sleep so good at night, Brew.
I have an alternative take on that. I have one Paul George, and I'm in a league where I can. It's kind of like daily ad drops or daily lineup decisions. And when I know he's playing, I can put him in there, and he might be good. But that's all I got. That's the only good news for Paul George.
The fact that Joel Embiid did not practice is not news. If Joel Embiid practices and is going to play, then I think we've got news on our hands. Joel Embiid being hurt and not practicing, no, not news. The Joel Embiid working on strength and conditioning, who gives a rat's you know what? Come on, man.
Call me when he's in when he's in
the starting lineup.
Call me when he's eating the Atkins diet or something. I don't know. I feel bad, but it is what it is. It's unfortunately, a lot of decisions that were made in previous seasons. We've covered them each of those seasons. Let's get to our top streamers of the night, Doc. We got a lot of action tonight. There's a lot of great streamers out there. Who are you going to lead us off with?
I'm going to go with Saddiq Bey. Saddiq Bey is kind of balling, man. He'll have 3 good games and 1 bad one. And with the guy you're picking up off the waiver wire, I think that works. He's been stealing the ball. He's been rebounding. He's been scoring. He's been hitting threes. And really, that's all I need to know. Even with Zion Williamson gracing us with his presence, Saddiq Bey has still been kind of good. So I'm kind of feeling Saddiq Bey this year. I have him in a bunch of spots, and I'm enjoying the ride.
Yeah, I think if you can just somehow magically know about those games that he's going to be bad in, things would be awesome. But that's kind of the draw here, right? Is like you're going to be in a potential top 75, top 100 kind of a line for a guy that you're streaming or picking up off your waiver wire. So I definitely like that. I will see your Saddiq Bey, and I will raise you one Duncan Robinson, which I did not think I would say this season. And we might be catching him at the wrong time. He's been really, really good lately. He's been a mid-round player over the last 2 to 3 weeks, getting you 3.5 triples or even more during that span. He's getting you a steal and a half, about 14 to 15 points. And after that, it's fairly mediocre. But people are bailing on Detroit role players right now because the team's getting healthy. And if you need 3-pointers, I don't think you can do too much better than this. What do you think of old Duncan, or who is your next streamer of the night?
I haven't really thought much about Duncan Robinson this year, but dude, Detroit
He's stealing somebody's minutes, that's for sure.
That be a man
Dennis
named
Jenkins.
Dennis.
Yeah, and not that I'm salty, but you might as well at least get some value out of it while we're being pissed off about it.
Oh, it hurts. I'm going to go with Pell Larson. We've got Norm Powell banged up. We've got Andrew Wiggins banged up, and Pell Larson is, if nothing else, the man can dunk. But he's also, if those two guys are out again, I think Pell Larson's a strong look for this evening.
It seems like the white guy comparison just it just destroys us all. But like he looks like a bigger, faster Christian Brown out there, like longer arms, bigger, faster, stronger, and that bodes well for him. I think once he gets the shot figured out, he's going to be a factor in fantasy leagues. I got another one from that Detroit game, and Neemias Queta is going to be out, and I don't think you toss Josh Minot out there against Jalen Duren. I mean, I might be crazy, and Joe Mazzulla is kind of a unique character out there. I mean, maybe you could do it. It might be fun, but I think Jalen Duren might snap him in half. So enter Luka Garza, and Luka Garza sometimes every once in a while will catch a little bit of fire, and why not on Thanksgiving night? And that's all I got. Luka Garza, everybody. You can talk all you want about Luka Garza, but do you have another streamer on this jam-packed Wednesday night?
I will say that I am intrigued by Luka Garza. I always have been. Like, I feel like if he ever gets a good gig, like a solid 20 minutes a night, that Luka Garza would actually put up decent numbers. I could be wrong. Zach Edey has a head injury, and I think that puts Jock Landale into play. I assume Edey has been ruled out tonight. Is that true, Drew?
I don't think so. No, I think he had a headache. It was trending toward. I was worried about concussion stuff with him, and I feel like it went toward migraines. And let me get the most recent update on that.
My bad.
That's okay. I mean, it's kind of
you said the word
go. He's questionable.
You said the word concussion, and that's all I heard. That was like 2 days ago, and I was like, "Oh, yeah." We didn't know. If Edey doesn't play tonight, I think you want to play Jock Landale.
Coming off that big game the other night, something like 26 points. Jock Landale.
Yeah, he had a big game.
Yeah, and he's been consistent. And I don't know if you're the Memphis Grizzlies, if you want to trot Zach Edey out there the night before Thanksgiving, and with all of what they've invested in him and his road back, he hasn't been able to have a night off yet until yesterday's game and this one here. So yeah, I like that a lot. I will move us away from the Memphis Grizzlies into the Indiana Pacers, where a TJ McConnell is just kind of hanging out there. I don't know if he's available in your leagues. It feels like he is. I mean, there's not like a big rush on TJ McConnell, right? But I think he could be a top 75 player this year. I think he's on a roll right now. I think that in Toronto, it's not a great matchup, I don't think, but I would take, this Indiana Pacer team at 2-15. I think they're going to come into this game gunning. Like, I don't think they're sitting on anything right now. I think if they're going to get back into this season and make it somewhat interesting for all the participants involved, and I do think they want to win, they got to start soon. So I think they come into this game motivated. And Toronto at 13-5, they might be a little high on the hog. So I'll take TJ McConnell. And there's some other players from that game as well, like Jarris Walker.
How did you just talk about the Pacers and not mention a certain Jay Huff?
It's taken a while. Anytime Jay Huff popped up on the screen, I had to talk about Jay Huff. Like all last year, I think I talked about Jay Huff. I told Kings fans they need to invest in Jay Huff. Jay Huff's been kind of good lately. What would you rank these three players? Would you go Jay Huff at the top? Or what about your Jarris Walker shares? You held on to all of your Jarris Walker. You're the most impatient fantasy manager I've ever seen in my life. And yet you held on
to the accidental hold.
I don't buy that. You're not an accidental GM. I don't buy it. Why'd you do it, Doc?
Jarris Walker, let's just summarize this. Jarris Walker had a huge game, his last game. I think he hit 8 of 10 shots or something crazy, a bunch of threes. Finally had a good game. Jay Huff has been balling for 3 straight games. I think he's played pretty well.
Yeah, he's been good.
Decent minutes. And then TJ McConnell has been pretty solid. I'm going to rank these guys. J. Huff 1, McConnell 2, Walker 3. I think your ranking is McConnell 1, Huff 2, Walker 3.
It is, but I'm scared about it. I'm scared about being wrong on all three of them. I think Jarris Walker is set up for perhaps the biggest shooting run of all time. If Jarris Walker shoots 68% for the next 7 games, I will not be surprised. It's not likely, but I won't be surprised. And he might be the best. TJ McConnell might be the best. Jay Huff might be the best. I don't know. It's not like I'm a fantasy analyst or anything. I don't know.
I mean, it's tough. It's tough because it literally could be any of the three of them. And I mean, if we want to talk upside, I think Jarris Walker is number 1. He's got the most upside. He could have the biggest explosion out of all those guys. And then I think 2 is Jay Huff, because all those boards, all those blocks, all those threes, Jay Huff could really, 25 minutes a night of Jay Huff in Indy would be massive. And
he used to be a top 150 guy with 14 minutes in Memphis.
Yeah. And then you got McConnell, who we know his upside already. Like, he's not gonna blow your mind, but he's solid. So it's an interesting debate. I own a lot of Jay Huff, and I've got a lot of Jarris Walker.
I'm curious what the listeners think. If you're watching this on YouTube, first of all, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, but drop a comment. Let's hash this out. Who do you got? You got Jay Huff, you got TJ McConnell, you got Jarris Walker. If you had to pick one for the rest of the season, let us know, and we will together figure this question out. Doc, you got any other honorable mentions for streamers here tonight?
Vince Williams has been so solid for Memphis. I'm really feeling Vinny Williams right now, man. I think he's a pickup everywhere, but definitely get him in your lineup tonight. He's not going to blow you away with anything he does, but he does a little bit of everything really well.
Dude, his 15 assists blew me away the other day. That was freaking awesome. But you're right. Yeah, no, there's going to be something wrong with the stats. Like there's going to be 1 or 2 or 4 categories that are not there for you, but the other 3 or 4 might be great. I will throw a hat into the ring for Dennis Jenkins, and I'll go to the grave with my 0 if it happens that way. I'm just saying, like, Dennis Jenkins is really freaking good, and this is going to get figured out. And why not? Why not in the Emirates NBA Cup toss Dennis Jenkins out there for his 7 minutes and 8 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 block? I just go to the grave trying to get in on this action. It's not a streamer, but I just got to throw it out there. And Josh Minot could even be good in this game, but some more traditional streamers, I'll take the ball and run with it a little here, is Jordan Clarkson and Miles McBride. You got no OG Anunoby, you got no Landry Shamet. That's kind of the old news, but against Charlotte, everybody's going off against Charlotte. So I feel a little boring talking about these two, but the Charlotte factor, that spices it up a little bit. You got any other honorable mentions for streaming action tonight?
I think deep leagues, like really deep leagues, Cam Spencer in Memphis with no Ja Morant is super intriguing. And then there's a guy named Micah Peavy, who has been getting 15 minutes a night and is actually doing some stuff. A guy named Micah Peavy.
I just love that. There's a guy named Micah Peavy.
I picked him up in 30 deep, and he's in my starting lineup next week.
It's the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and if you've blurbed as long as we have, you just know the Wednesday night of Thanksgiving. What are some other good ones, Doc? The day back from Thanksgiving. What's another good one? Like the New Year's Day.
December 23rd, the day before the day off, is always interesting.
It's just and I've got one for y'all. It's a name that's come and gone in the last couple days and games here, is Caleb Love. You got Portland's banged up. It says Wednesday before Thanksgiving written all over him. He had a 26-point, 6 triple, 7 board, 5 assist game against Golden State just 5 days ago. And he's definitely not shy. Like watching him in those games, he was taking shots. I was like, you're definitely getting benched for that. But it's fine. It's the day before Thanksgiving. I think on a night like that, I want to have fun. I want to sit. I want to grab the beer. I want to watch some basketball and watch some 8th or 9th rotation player, get going and get loose. You got any other honorable mentions, Doc?
No.
Okay.
I'll throw all. I want Micah Peavy to come out and score like 19 points tonight.
There's a guy named Micah Peavy, everybody. And I'll throw one more out there. And actually, I think the Kings are getting some weird momentum right now. I think the orders came down from the top, and they're like, okay, Keegan Murray's the guy. And everybody's like, yeah, we like Keegan. Let's make Keegan the guy. And I'm going to be out of here in a couple of weeks anyways. It feels like they got their win at home that they needed. And now they're going to be taking on the Phoenix Suns, who are playing fairly well this season. And they're banged up. And Jordan Goodwin wasn't great in the last one, but the Kings just give it up constantly. And I don't know, they could have as much good juju as they want to have, but eventually it goes, the milk goes sour, and Jordan Goodwin could walk into Golden One Center and own the place. So if you're looking for a high upside, low rostered player that isn't that good, it might go off, I would say Jordan Goodwin. And he's a good basketball player, just to be clear here. Quickly, before you do any of that ad action, if you want to just pause the show, head on over to youtube.com/sportsethos and just hit the like button. Thank you very much. What you watching for tonight?
It's an easy ask.
It's an easy ask.
I feel like tonight is a very important game for the Pistons. The Pistons are 15-2. JB got robbed of Coach of the Year last year. Brew also got robbed because JB got robbed. 15-2. They're playing the 9-8 Celtics in Boston. The Pistons are -2.5 and -114 over at FanDuel. And this could be a statement game. If Detroit comes out and runs Boston off the floor in Boston, we've got a new powerhouse in the East. And I am very excited for this game. I cannot wait to watch Dennis Jenkins play for 7 minutes. That's going to be cool. I can't wait for Duncan Robinson to hit 4 3-pointers in his 9 minutes.
9? And holy crap.
Cade Cunningham is going to go off. Jalen Duren going to go off. Oscar Thompson probably going to go off. I want Detroit to come out and just dominate Boston.
Clip this segment, Andre, so when Boston wins by 40, we can just play it on loop for Doc all day long. No, hey, you're absolutely right. I don't know about the 9 minutes for old Duncan there, but I remember when Detroit did really well with not as much last season, and they won a bunch of basketball games. I remember when Kenny Atkinson had an all-star team at his disposal and won a bunch of games. Well, Kenny Atkinson is kind of like hovering around 500 in that situation right now. And the Detroit Pistons are 15-2, going on 16-2. Just saying, voters, let's try to get it right. I'll be watching the Pacers tonight because I want to see the Jay Huff, TJ McConnell, Jarris Walker Bowl. Like, just gotta kind of want to see how that works out. We've already covered that. Doc, what is the next thing you're watching for tonight?
Well, Brew, I put a poll out there tonight during the show. For which Pacer do you want to have the rest of the way? It was Jarris Walker, which I misspelled, I think, in the post, so that's cool. Jay Huff or TJ McConnell. TJ McConnell was running away right now. 54%.
He's the number one, TJ McConnell? Okay.
Yeah. And then Walker and Huff are tied in second. So
you didn't put a fourth option, like none of the above or like somebody else?
Micah Peavy.
Does he play? Does he play? He plays basketball. Okay, no, I'm kidding. Michael Poopy's parents are watching the show and just hating us. Okay, what are you watching other than that? Other than your poll topic.
I'm gonna be cleaning and helping prep food and getting ready for Thanksgiving, Brew.
While you're drinking and eating and doing nothing over there, I'm gonna be watching Derek Queen versus Vinny Williams. And the Derek Queen stuff is really fascinating after the last game. I talked a lot on air about Derek Queen, all glowing, wonderful stuff. But remember, Doc, I didn't really know, and I now know what's up. I watched 3 games of Derek Queen to really figure out what's going on with Derek Queen. Here's the problem with Derek Queen. Sometimes he's lazy, and sometimes even when he's not lazy, he cannot get back on defense to save his life. And teams are now game planning for it. Those situations where you get the ball and that we're heading down to the other side of the floor. The opposing center is reading that situation and is turning and sprinting with the kind of purpose is like, well, I know every time I do this, I'm going to get something good. So I will definitely turn and sprint. So Derek Queen, he got yanked in the last game. He still had a great stat line. And I think for fantasy purposes, like I said the other day, I don't think this moves him that much. But I want to see what happens here again. Can he learn from this? And he's going to have to get in much better shape. Whatever's going on right there, he's got to get in a lot better shape because that's the only problem he has right now. The offensive side is amazing. He's got a great nose for the ball, nose for the game. He does a lot of little things really, really well. It's just this really massive thing. Like teams are going to target the crap out of him. This is Alperen Şengün again. What Şengün did was he got in really, really good shape. And even now, it's not enough. You have to be Nikola Jokic, top line athlete, and be able to do all these things before we start, really making Nikola Jokic comparisons with players that are bigs, that invert the floor, that can run dribble handoff, that can run offense. They're point centers. They're fun on offense and they do a lot of great things there, but defensively they can ruin you. Do you have any other games you're watching, Doc, tonight other than the Turkey Bowl? He's going to cook a turkey, or you're going to prep a turkey?
Yeah, I'm cooking.
You're cooking? Okay, I'm going to watch Keegan Murray cook. Like, I really think that this is going down. I'll watch the Goodwin and the Gillespie stuff. There's a revenge game. There's 2 revenge games, actually. You got Minnesota at OKC. I like those FanDuel odds. It's Minnesota plus 10. FanDuel odds don't fail me now. I need to know the plus and the minus of it all. Maybe y'all can help me there. But I like Minnesota plus 10. They had a mandatory team dinner organized by Mike Conley after their poor showing the other night. And I think that's got to result in the cover here. Like, you don't have the team dinner and then go into OKC, who's fine with whatever their record is, like 19-1 or whatever the hell their record is. They're fine. They don't really need to cover in OKC. They don't need to beat this team. They've already beat up on this team a billion times. Minnesota plus 10. I also like the Houston at Golden State. That is going to be awesome. I can't wait for that game. And it will be interesting. You could look at Buddy Hield. You with Jonathan Kuminga out, I think Dre's targeting this game. He'll play in this game. So Brandon Pajemski, Buddy Hield. If Moses Moody is available, please go out and get Moses Moody. I think this game is going to be delectable. Let's get into our.
Brew, you mentioned 2 revenge games, and I love revenge games. Who are the players? Who are the revenge players?
Well, it's the teams. It's the playoff matchups. It's Minnesota to OKC. Like, I mean, this is betting angle stuff. Like these teams are like Minnesota. They're going to remember. And
so you say Minnesota has to cover tonight because Mike Conley
organized
invited
dinner.
The team over to his
if Mike Conley ran for president of the United States, we would all just fall in line. Okay, like agreed.
So he invited the team over to his nursing home for dinner. Is that correct?
Yes. And they all talked kindly about their issues. They put all their issues out on the table, and everybody got a word in, and it was all good because Mike Conley said it was good.
Did they play canasta?
They all what was it? They all God, I can't say the Kevin Durant tweet. I can't do it. It's a tweet that I did. It was somewhat famous. And they all learned a lesson and they all cried or something. Whatever that thing I said was that went viral. Okay, let's get into add or pass. You adding or you passing? Dylan Brooks, 63 over the last 2 weeks in 8 cat per game rank. Dylan Brooks, you adding or passing?
I'm adding. He's a gunner. He doesn't have a lot of peripheral stats, but he's going to hit threes. He's going to score points. He's going to get minutes. He's going to antagonize the opposition. He's going to have, like, I think Dylan Brooks has 3 solid games a week, and then he has 1 really good game. So I think he's an ad, man. He should be rostered everywhere.
I mean, he's been putting up these kinds of numbers when on the floor this season. He's got a license to shoot. They love Dylan Brooks. Dylan Brooks is a dirty player. Like, let's just be real. He's a dirty player. I'm never going to get over the Gary Payton thing. I'll never be able to do it. But once I get over that, he has been a kind of model locker room guy. Like, everybody, it's like the Memphis thing he must have figured it out or something, where he was taking too many shots and it was like, you got to go, guy. And look at how that turned out. Memphis falls apart without him. And now Dylan Brooks has made the Houston Rockets better and he's made the Phoenix Suns better. I can't believe I'm saying nice things about Dylan Brooks.
You want him on your team. You don't want to play against him, but if he's on your side, you love Dylan Brooks.
I just love the way he's created a lane. I mean, I know players have done this before him, but he's created a lane in the NBA where he can go out and do all this crap and everybody just expects it. It's kind of like a mini Draymond Green, but more well-adjusted. So I'll go with that. A mini Draymond Green, more well-adjusted. Rolls right off the tongue. Noah Clowney, 74 over the last 2 weeks. Are you adding? Or are you passing?
I want to add him. I don't know who I'm going to cut to get him.
This is the classic who's going to be an all-star discussion. Dennis Jenkins, 93. And I would add Noah Clowney for the record. Dennis Jenkins, 93. What you doing with Dennis?
Dude.
What have you done? I know you got a lot of Dennis Jenkins over there. What have you done?
I have not done a damn thing yet.
So you're just sitting with me? Do you hang on?
Yes. I'm going to see what happens this evening on Wednesday night.
It's going to be a Thanksgiving dinner massacre.
If Dennis gets 8 minutes again, I'm probably moving on. Now, I'm keeping him in my 30-team league. I'm keeping him in my 20-team league. In my normal, 12-man leagues, it's sink or swim tonight, Dennis.
I've been in 200-player leagues, but I think that would be doing this in other formats. I do this in a 150. I'm adding, and people are watching like, what are you doing, man? It's like Tin Cup. I'm just adding and adding.
You're going to keep hitting balls.
Adding. I'm just going to keep adding. You'll be in the G League. Add. Peyton Watson, 98. That's an easy one, yeah. Peyton Watson, you're adding Peyton Watson?
Automatic, dude. Automatic. No, Andre, what, who's just got hurt?
You got Christian Brown, you got Aaron Gordon.
Aaron Gordon out for what? A month and a half?
A long time.
Peyton Watson all day, dude. That's the most.
And in fairness, I faded him a little bit. And his teammate Cam Johnson in the waiver wire column, I was like, well, what if it's not as good as it's been? And then what happens? He just goes gonzo. Same with Cam Johnson. The early returns are bad for my fade. Slight fade.
And I played Peyton Watson. I played him in FanDuel the night before last. And you're like, and I'm putting words in your mouth, but you were sort of like, yeah, but for all the good that Peyton Watson does, he also does some bad. Like you seem like you were not sold on Peyton Watson. Are you sold now? Are you all in?
Close. I'm close. For me, it's a question of top 50 versus top 75 versus top 100. I was kind of concerned about 100. Now I probably would say, okay, I'm kind of concerned that it's 75 and I had it at 100. And so I missed the boat. If you had to pick between two or you had to bid on it, if you followed my advice, you probably lightly, not as heavily bid on Peyton Watson, and then somebody just came and walloped you and got Peyton Watson. So I'm sorry. I still got a chance. It might work out in my favor. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but if you're in a 10 or 12 team league and he's sitting on waivers, I think you cut whoever you have to go get him.
Yeah, I think at this rate, and in those situations, yeah, it's a lot easier to just say that. When you have a bidding factor, the weight of this really does come into play. So my bad. Isaiah Stewart 99.
I don't think you did anything wrong, Brew. I'm just saying, like,
dude, I'm just deep into my self-punishment. Okay, let me have this.
Yeah, take it easy. It's Thanksgiving, dude. Be nice to yourself.
Got 2 more shows to go. I'll work on it.
Isaiah Stewart
99.
Isaiah Stewart, number 99 over the last 2 weeks in 8-cat. He comes and goes, man. Like, there's one day I'll watch him play. I'll be like, man, I need Isaiah Stewart everywhere. And then I watch him in the next game. It's like, But big men who hit threes have a soft spot in my heart. So I kind of like Isaiah Stewart. I want Isaiah Stewart on my team.
Yeah, I do too.
I'd rather have Peyton Watson.
Look, he's top 80/100 without looking it up on the season. And that's in low minutes. Something happens to Jalen Duren. You get a little bit more even. I worry about his knees. You could almost move away from Stewart and come back and get him because he's kind of lightly rostered. But I would generally add Isaiah Stewart. What about our guy, Jalen Tyson? Are you going to add Jalen Tyson?
Before we do that, I want you to rank Noah Clowney, Peyton Watson, and Isaiah Stewart. Drew.
Damn.
In terms of all 3 of those guys are on your waiver wire.
Rest of season. Rest of season. Yeah. We got to go rest of season here because I think if it was like the next 4 weeks, it would be Peyton Watson. I think he would have that. The Clowney thing is super interesting. I'm maybe falling victim to shiny object syndrome because there's like, okay, well, let's say he's the 3rd best net and that works out and he's a late round guy. Okay, cool. Well, then Michael Porter Jr. decides he wants to be a podcast host like everybody else in America and decides basketball is not for him. Like us. Cam Thomas's hamstrings rip completely off the leg. And then you got just Noah Clowney out there running the show. So you would kind of have some top 75 potential there. Maybe it gets a little ugly and the efficiencies slide, but it's like top 75 potential exists. It's currently the last 3 weeks he's been there. But overall you might have a top 75 asset. Honestly, the boring answer here is freaking Isaiah Stewart. I'll take Isaiah Stewart. He's just going to be top 80/100 the rest of the way. He's got some knee issues. Peyton Watson will have 4 or 5, maybe even 6 great weeks here. And then he'll be a top 250 guy, especially when it matters most for the fantasy playoffs for a lot of you guys. I'm going to take the boring ass answer, Isaiah Stewart.
Wow. I'm ranking those 3. Peyton Watson 1, Noah Clowney 2, and Isaiah Stewart 3. And I am more of a what have you done for me?
Yeah, I was just going to say that, dude.
Like I love that 5-week outlook.
That's weird, man. I was literally the next thing out of my mouth is you're more of a just what have you done for me lately guy. But then I was
what are you going to do for
me?
What
about Jarris Walker? How does Jarris Walker fit into that? I don't this is all is not well in the universe until I understand why you held Jarris Walker that entire time.
I accidentally forgot to cut him. No, I couldn't find anything I liked better.
That is not an answer. Not an answer. Keldon Johnson. Would you add Keldon? We skipped Jalen Tyson.
No, we got to do Jalen. We got to do Jalen Tyson. Look, you're all worked up right now.
I am. Things need to be in their place. Otherwise, I get freaked out.
Jalen Tyson, I think is an ad, man. And he's tough because you're going to look at your roster and get down to the nitty gritty and like, man, I want to add Jalen Tyson. I don't know who to cut. It's going to be a tough decision, and it's going to come down to who plays the most games, who has the best schedule, who the better player is. But in general, I love Jalen Tyson. I want him on my team.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think he's just going to cruise at these numbers, top 80/100 the entire way. just a young player. He's robust, and there are a lot of hurt people around him. I like Jalen Tyson a lot. Let's go Keldon Johnson. Are you going to add Keldon Johnson right now? Obviously, you got the 2 to 3 week ramp here with Wemby out.
I'd rather have any of the players that we have talked about previously than Keldon Johnson, except for Dennis Jenkins.
Oh, you'd rather have Keldon than Dennis? Okay.
Oh, that hurts.
That's the awful thing to say. Anthony Black at 119 over the last 2 weeks. I know we covered him at some point in time today. All the days and the shows are blurring together. But
we did. And I said he passes the eye test. He looks good. I generally am in favor of having Anthony Black. He's not a must-own player though.
Moussa Diabate, 121. Is anybody else on this ride with me? Moussa Diabate. I feel
like you're the official Moussa Diabate spokesman. I'm not feeling it. I'm gonna let you handle this.
Okay. He's been a late round value all season long. Ryan Kalkbrenner doing great. He can hang out. It's cool. Moussa Diabate, he can do his thing, and it will also be cool. I think a late round center who's a backup getting 22 minutes or whatever he gets per game, that's great. You know, he can then, if anything happens to Kalkbrenner, if he gets 28 minutes, heaven forbid, he'll be good there. Ace Bailey, 122. What you doing with your Ace Bailey?
I just need him to be good, man. Like the fact he's doing better makes me feel.
Are you including him in your prayers? It kind of sounds like
yes. I like
when you give your Thanksgiving Day speech, and then what are you thankful for, Doc?
Clark,
thankful for Ace Bailey,
Clark
baby.
W. Griswold. No, whenever somebody hits a really good shot at Golden, we're like, oh, that's not.
J Huff, are you adding J Huff? We'll wrap this thing up with the add of J Huff. Okay,
I'm in on J Huff.
Awesome, guys. Before we close out here, get to the you don't even have to go to our website, but get to sportsethos.com to get the free app that gets you all the news. There's tools, there's all sorts of free stuff in there. You can get it at the App Store, Apple App Store, Google Play Store. It's really freaking cool, and it's free. So go check that out, guys. We're going to be right back. I do know the order of the shows today. We're going to do Q&A with Dr. A with a special, amazing, good-looking guest as I go to the trope again. Big thanks to Andre, our content team, Mike Pastor, Kesson Paul, Mark Camaro, Tim Woodson, and William Harris. And I want to shout out our tech team. They have made our blurb feed sing. Get on over to the website and check it out. This has been Fantasy NBA Today, presented by FanDuel, and we will be right back.